Hi y'all, Logan here with another video. Today, I got some cool to show you. This is the brand new for 2022 WOYU Metal Plastics Company animated Lucky Bottoms the Clown. This is a new Spirit Halloween item. This is my first new life size of the season from Spirit. Of course, I'm planning on buying so many more because they have so many cool props this year. I did not buy this at Flagship. I did not attend Flagship, just kind of I don't know what the word is. I have like a foggy brain today. But I did not get him at Flagship. I ordered him online like last week, and he literally just came in today. It took him forever to get here because FedEx kept delaying him. FedEx just hated me for whatever reason. So Lucky Bottoms is the new constant motion animatronic of the season. And he is probably one of my favorite constant motion props that they've done. So he's got basically the same kind of head as Miserable Marie, where it's got that spring-loaded jaw, and it bobs up and down. So when he's like moving around, it bobbles, like that. And it bobbles around a lot. His body moves similarly to Marie constantly. It's just like a smoother circular motion instead of it being kind of jerky and jolty like the convulsors. This is kind of like a convulsing prop. It's just, again, not exactly like it since he just moves in a circular motion instead of it being really jerky like the convulsing props are. Or, I'm sorry, not convulsing props, the twitching props. There we go. There are convulsing props, but I got that totally mixed up. The name was actually revealed earlier in the season as Convulsing Clown, and we all thought that this was going to be a life-sized, like, freestanding convulsing clown by Techie. So we were all really surprised when it was WO, and we were even more surprised when it was Lucky Bottoms. So, and I'm not mad. I think he's just a cute little goofer. That's what I call him, a little goofer guy. He's got a really cool face here. I think he's adorable. I'll lift up his head so you can see it better. He's got these glossy black eyes. He's got these sharp teeth. He's got a primarily monochromatic makeup besides the kind of dark crimson nose. The camera makes it look brighter than it is. But for the most part, his makeup and color scheme is pretty dark. And he's got this kind of dark, shaggy hair. The costuming is really weird. It's like the super duper light purple, almost white. It's like a white with like a darker purple splashed across it. It's really weird. It's hard to describe, but it's a really weird color. It looks white. On the box, it looks more purple than it does in person, but it's very light color, but it's not like white. It's like got this bluish, almost like a lavender color to it, but it's very faint. You have to really look at it. And it's got these black gloves. The fingers are posable. The arms are also posable as well, though I really wouldn't recommend going crazy with them. I have mine kind of out in more of a outstretched position instead of them being like up towards his head like the box has them. The pretty much everything on him is spring-loaded. The arms are on a spring. They don't really move a whole lot. You have to like force them. The head, the jaw is on the spring. The mechanism itself is pretty much like a twitching mechanism, but it's just kind of on the torso. So it has like really no weight added to it, so I feel like it's going to last longer than like Marie did, for example, which I feel like is kind of a relief. So that's something that I'm really thankful for. Just kind of thing that they did with this one. I'm trying to think. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. He has a foot pad option as well, so you can have him be like in a try me like kind of deal. I don't think like Pete and Tortured Torso had those capabilities. So that kind of makes this one a little different compared to those. And he has like a sensor mode, at least it's labeled sensor. I think that's just the off option because he has no actual motion sensor, and I don't think he even has a sound sensor. I don't think this has a sensor of any kind, because if you have him like on, he just keeps going and going and going. He doesn't have like that pause that most constant like on props have, like, you know, like Seasonal Visions and FU, like companies like that have, where, you know, they'll have like a reset before they go again. That makes sense. So there's just kind of that interesting little tidbit. Another thing is the actual animatronic itself is very compact and has very few parts, where it's mainly the mechanism, upper body, head, and arms, and then clothing. That's it. It is super simplistic. It has really not much to it, which makes a very quick and easy assembly, and even makes it to have like a very small box. So the base and the mechanism is all one piece, which is really nice, and it just gives you a really, you know, simple assembly. It's also just one of those things where it didn't need like a whole bunch of parts, and thankfully it didn't have a whole bunch of parts. The I'm trying to think of the word. The filling, and it's not like that weird AC tubing that a lot of WO props have as well, that I've noticed. So they started doing foam again, like a normal standard prop. I don't know if it's because he is kind of smaller, but I really wouldn't say he's that small, because his torso, I mean, the torso is the size of like a life-size prop's torso, just like sitting on the ground. If he had legs, he'd be like 5 or 6 feet. Maybe like the size of a child. It wouldn't be that humongous, but he wouldn't be like really, really tiny, if that makes sense. He's fairly large in person, which is nice too. I was expecting him to be like itty bitty, you know? I think everyone else was. So I guess without further ado, and I almost forgot the price point of this one as well. $169.99, and as you can see, it does have all the little capabilities for it. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and plug him in. I have mine on his constant mode because I don't have any like try-me jacks for him. He's got pretty decent. I'm gonna set my phone down. Sorry, guys. He's got pretty decent in like activation sequence. So yeah, that is Lucky Bottoms. So far, he is probably one of the most popular animatronics of this season, and I think that reaction is warranted. He's a really good prop. I really don't have really any complaints about him. I guess the only thing I would do is clean up the bottom, since he's a groundbreaker, technically speaking. But other than that, I think he's a really good prop. I like that kind of twisted, disturbing like face he has, especially with like the blacked out, shiny eyes. He's like a little crouchy goblin, you know. Yeah, I really don't have any issues with this. Unlike most WO props, I recommend him highly. I think he's a really cool animatronic. The makeup is really uniquely like painted. The face is well done, and WO always does a really good job on like the actual animatronic faces and paint jobs. So I expected nothing like less than perfect with Lucky Bottoms. He looks really good under a black light, by the way. I had on my demo, if you haven't seen, I have him under 2 black lights and a spotlight shining over the side. He looks really cool under a black light. So for those of you who want to do that, go for it. He looks really good. But it's a really good looking prop. Static or animated, turn him down, just have him going. You know, it's a really cool filler. It's kind of what I'm going to use him for. I don't know where I'm going to put him yet, but I have definitely plans for him. So yeah, definitely let me know down below, what do you guys think of Lucky Bottoms? Are you a fan of him, or are you not a fan of him? I'm definitely curious to see everyone else's reaction to him. Anyway, that is all for me, guys. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.